I'm going to attempt to take this to get propane. Now there's an easier way I can do this. I can take this up to the chain place, and it's not far away, but I'm preferring to go to my local dealer to give them support and business. But under the beer crisis, I'm not sure what if they'll be open or not, so we're gonna go find out. This is the scariest part to me. Ugh. That's why we back off. Right, pup-pups? Right? Hey. They're busy exploring a new spot. I like the backyard. She is really empty. Said it took 18.5 gallons. This backyard here is kind of tricky, kind of fun. It's got a really steep driveway. I like this area of Kansas City. This is Miriam Drive. It's sort of a Route 66 type area of the city. Was it Miriam Drive, KC Road, Old Military Road, and Jefferson Highway. It's all part of this area here. So it's kind of an ancient roadway, and replaced probably in the 50s by I-35 over there. But it's one of those kind of time capsule sort of roads that are very enjoyable to drive. Well, let me show you a little bit of what's here. Right, pretty much next door and in the backyard of this place is Boulevard Drive-In Theater. They have swap meets every Saturday and Sunday. It's a good old drive-in and family owned forever, and still open, but apparently it hasn't been open because of I don't know, maybe it has been open during the beer flu crisis. But as you can see, sort of back roadsy area. Seen better days in many respects. They just improved it not too long ago with new surfaces and sidewalks and everything. It took them quite a while to do it, but the results are quite spectacular. And we're coming into the old town of Rosedale, which is now a part of Kansas City, Kansas. And it's kind of like a downtown area. We almost bought this building here on the left. I wish we had. Has nice apartments upstairs and everything. The price was good, but I couldn't interest the missus in it. She didn't like the neighborhood. But I like these kind of places. Now this drives right into downtown Kansas City pretty much. And it's the Jefferson Highway. There's sort of an arts theater gathering place. Here's a good place to stop and watch trains. I pull in this parking lot up here and kind of watch them come by. There's lots of train traffic through here. But right up here, we're crossing over the infamous Turkey Creek. And it's infamous because of its flooding. It floods this whole area. And they've spent lots of money trying to fix that problem. But the area still floods. I think partly because it backs up through the sewers. I don't know if it's so much Turkey Creek doing that, but a lot of neighborhoods sprang up and dumped their drainage into Turkey Creek, and we're still in Rosedale. This road bends up, and you can see Kansas City way off in the distance here. Here's a diner type restaurant. It's been here, what does it say, since 1938, so it's an oldie. It's called Dagwoods. And Strasser Hardware has been here for quite a while, family-owned place. Neat place to visit. There's a little coffee shop. I'm not sure if he's still in business. It's a little tiny little coffee shop. I have to go visit him again sometime. Serves coffee and I can't remember what it was. It's sort of I think a little bit of Mexican food. There's a lot of Hispanics in the area, and it really adds to the flavor of the neighborhood. The best Mexican restaurants in town can be found in here. In Kansas City, Kansas. And that's historic. They came up here, I don't know, a long time ago, attracted by the need for the railroads to have labor. It's Rosedale Barbecue to the left here. And so they have been long-term residents in this area. And anyway, we're crossing over into Kansas City, Missouri. This is Rainbow Boulevard. Rosedale is famous for an arch, and there's a park to the southwest of here. It's way up on the tall hillside, and there's a memorial arch to the Rainbow Brigade. And the Rainbow Brigade was an Army unit that fought in World War I. And it was sort of a hybrid unit, meaning that they mixed all the different branches of the Army, artillery, infantry, cavalry, I believe, into one unit so that they could work closely together and the unit be more self-contained. And since it was a mixing of all the different departments or branches, they called it the Rainbow Brigade. Kind of like the colors of a rainbow. As you come into Kansas City, Missouri, there's some interesting things here. Although we're still in Kansas City, Kansas right at this point. Actually, the most interesting story about the border here, I think, was way back when there was a mafia-owned bar called the Last Chance Saloon. And of course, they indulged in all the various nefarious activities, gambling and whatnot, which were illegal. And the building straddled the state line, so when they catch wind, which they seem to always catch wind, that one department or the other, Kansas City, Missouri police, or the Kansas City, Kansas police were coming to raid them and take all their stuff away, they just move everything over to across the state line, where the one department didn't have the jurisdiction to do anything. And they never seem to coordinate their raids conveniently. And the Last Chance Saloon came up here at 31st Street, right about where the Minsky's Pizza and the Quick Trip are now. Quick Trip sort of straddles the state line, and they moved the Quick Trip over to take advantage of cheaper taxes on the Missouri side. We have just now crossed over into Missouri. And so the lure of this area is quite neat. And then now we have I like this liquor store. I love some of the Googie here. Googie signs, mid-century modern. The Don's Liquor Stores is very iconic. I'm not a big fan of liquor stores per se, but that's got a great sign. Boulevard Barbecue used to be up in downtown, and they moved here when they built the Power and Light District, forced them out of their area they were in. And then we had starting some of the best Mexican restaurants, Tonax, margaritas. Although some people would say, oh no, you got to get the real stuff, but I don't know. I guess maybe they appeal to tourists. Here's kind of a nightclub over here on the right. And we have Roastery, sort of world headquarters of Roastery, which is a a roaster, coffee house. They own all this property in here. They own that airplane. They put that airplane up there. They just put this drive-through coffee bar. Oh, it's not a bar if it's a drive-through, I guess. And over on the left is the roundhouse for the Kansas City terminal. This is where the Kansas City terminal used to switch all the cars for the Union Station. They would bring all the passenger cars over here for storage and shuttling and resetting so they could bring them into Union Station. Kansas City terminal became famous for taking over the Rock Island line when it became bankrupt in 1980. Here's an area of Kansas City. I don't know if it's appropriately named, nicknamed, or what. A lot of people call it Little Mexico. Actually, it's called pretty much the West End. And this is sort of like the downtown area for a lot of Hispanic people. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of authentic, good Mexican restaurants. You know, I always say if you're in a restaurant and it's of an ethnicity other than what you are used to, if there's a little bit of a language barrier, it's probably authentic. At all kinds. And then you cross under this bridge and enter sort of the artsy craftsy district, the Crossroads Arts District. And a lot of people don't really understand why it's called the Crossroads. I believe it is called the Crossroads. Now, there's a little bit of information, but it's not 100% substantiated that it was named the Crossroads because of this crossroads up here. And what we're on now is the Jefferson Highway. And it runs north-south, but through here it runs east, northeast, southwest. And it crosses over another auto trails route, which was the National Old Trails Road, which ran east-west. But through here, ironically, it runs north-south. Got to get over because I'm going to make a turn. And I'm actually going to be turning from the Jefferson Highway, heading northeast, onto the National Old Trails Road, heading north. But eventually, once you reach downtown, the National Old Trails Road turns east, generally at what is now Truman Road, or what they call 14th Street. Actually, it makes kind of a block-long jog, north, east, then south, then it heads east, which I'm sure is because of the way the downtown streets were routed at the time. And so this right here is the crossroads of the Crossroads. You can even see it on the sign, although I don't know if you can make it out on this camera, where it shows the two main roads crossing over each other. And this building here on the corner used to be an antique architectural salvage place, and I don't know what happened to them. They're gone. And if I had a fantasy, there would be a Jefferson Highway themed cafe, coffee house type place in here. A lot of antique artifacts. Maybe have information about the Crossroads here. And here's Town Topic. They've been open since what, 1937? And that particular one is an old White Castle at Town Topic, repurposed from a diner into a diner. So not far of a stretch there. Good, greasy burgers. Really good. I love that place. I haven't been there since the beer flu started. And, you know, arts are really become this area's reason for existence. It used to be an area that was industrial. A lot of car dealers, car parts places. Here is the Performing Arts Center. The orchestra and the ballet and whatnot perform here. And I believe that the reason this was an industrial area that catered mainly to automobiles. I think a lot of the car dealers started here was because before that you had downtown, and when people came into downtown before there were cars, they needed a place to house their horses and buggies and stuff. So all the livery stables were down here in the Crossroads area. Now, take what I say with a grain of salt. Don't take it as a fact, because, you know, I haven't completely done all the research on that, but I do know I based part of that on there used to be the old post office livery stables / garage. And anyway, we're coming into downtown. We're heading north on Broadway, and National Old Trails Road generally heads east from here. We just crossed over I-70, and we're inside what's called the downtown loop. Now we're heading north, and other than some of the scenery, I'm pretty much just going to shut up and enjoy the ride and turn it off when we cross over the Broadway Bridge, or as it's become known, been renamed the Buck O'Neill Bridge. It was a toll bridge. It was built in 1957 ? And about 1980, they took the 81. They took the toll part of it off. It paid for itself. And if you ever wonder why it's wider on the south end, that's where the toll booths were. And now a lot of people use it if they have a roadside emergency, or if they have to stop, like I do, to adjust cameras or something safely without causing a crash. But anyway, and other than that, this right here is where the garment district of Kansas City was. They've turned these buildings up here into lofts. It's called the Roasters Block. It used to be Folger's Coffee, and oh man, when that place would roast coffee, this whole place would smell like a big coffee house. It smelled so good. We miss it. They shut down, I don't know, a few years ago, and now it's loft space, which doesn't make any smell at all. So anyway, so as promised, I'm shutting up. See ya!